Okay, we're live. Welcome everybody
Everybody.
to Kindness and Light. It looks like we're still
Like
don't have
that.
any
Yeah.
people yet in the comment section, but we're going to start today with Would You, Would You? Oh, we got Deb in here. Hello, Deb. Honey, hi. How are you?
Hi, Kiki. Running late. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Um, Nope, what I just said, we're gonna do a would you, could you. And I don't know, every time I post on live like this, I'm never getting any comments in the comment section. So I'm assuming we are live because it says that.
We are.
We are. We
Yep.
are live.
I just got the notification, so yes, we are.
Okay, so they should be coming in. I want to welcome my guest today.
Are you able to you know how I see sometimes when a person starts it and you have guests, they could have their live on their thing?
Sometimes
That gets too confusing for me.
You have to pay for that.
Membership. I was wondering. It's okay.
No, that's fine, honey. Sometimes you can do that, but to be honest, as a viewer, I find it very hard to try to keep track of everybody's site. And when you're on one site, you can see all the comments. Now you can go up to the comments on your site right here, and you can still see all the comments. Now, if you were on your own site, I wouldn't, or I would be able to see it, but everybody else wouldn't be able to see what's on your site. So it
would be nice if YouTube could make it so that when they can work those bugs out, so that no matter where the channel you're watching, you get to see everybody and not having to jump around to different chats. It would be nice if YouTube and StreamYard could work that out. That would be great. It really would.
And it's hard, like I said, as a viewer, I always jump around trying to get everybody the thumbs up. Excuse my cat, she's being a pain in the butt today. But yeah,
what is up with most of the reader with the cat?
Silvia, I can't really hear you.
You can hear me?
Barely hear you, honey.
Really low. Can you raise up your volume? No, you're muted. You're muted.
She's on mute now.
Let's unmute you. There, I unmuted it on my side. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you hear me, Kira?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Yep. A little bit loud.
Hear you.
Okay.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Maybe there's nothing underneath there.
You already having fun without the testing.
But being a pain in the butt. But yeah, this is what we're going to do today. It's could you, would you? Now, the first section, I was going to wait until everybody's in here. Let me introduce my guest. Mo is being a pain in the butt. So she will be a part of this thing today. Hershe from Hershe the Shadow Reader. Heather from Indigo Jaugar. I can't remember what the last
Intuitive Arts.
Intuitive Arts, yes. And I wish she would put some more art up. And my cat is being a big pain in the butt. I'm scared she's going to jump on everything. And she is. Bobo, please stop. She just knocked Deb out. There we go. And we have Nancy from Crones Intuition. I think I did this. It's like deja vu. Thomas is in behind the curtain. Mel from Wooly Hermit. Silvia.
Hi.
I can't read what's on the bottom of yours, but I have to figure out that too. This is
Colorful Foresight.
There you go. Colorful Foresight. And Deb.
Deb is from Spirit Tribe Talks with Debroah.
There you go. So we have everybody on it. And this is Mo Sherry, and she's being a major pain today. She does not want me on the computer at all.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Yeah.
Did you see how she looked at you? Who are you talking to?
You need a timeout? No, stop. She don't like that at all. She's a camera hog. I I tried to get her in her little red tutu, but she sat on it and she wouldn't let me get it up off underneath her. So, okay, what we're going to do today, and I still see no comments. Does anybody else see any comments on theirs?
I'm trying to get on the computer.
I see that there are 3 people watching.
Watching? Okay. All righty. All right, here we go. Let's say, could you eat head cheese? And if you don't know what head cheese is, it's a pig's brain.
Absolutely, but I love souse more.
Hello, Intuitivella. Huh?
I have had fried pig's brain sandwiches in Indiana.
Ew. See, Hershe, honey, you can go blank like Thomas if you want to. Sorry.
Oh no! I want y'all to see this is 100% organic. This is gross. That's disgusting.
What?
Well, I have to qualify that. We moved from Indiana when I was 4.5. So I'm going to be 80 in 4 years. So
You do 8?
it's been a while
No
since
way.
that's touched my mouth.
Yeah.
Did you really say 80?
I'm 76.
Wow, you look wonderful.
I wouldn't have known.
Holy cow, I would have never thought that.
Sorry. Like late 50s, 60s. Yeah.
Deb, could you?
I have made head cheese, but I prefer souse. It's like head cheese with hot peppers in it.
Sylvia, honey, you just dropped off, but are you still with us?
No, she's still there. Yeah, she's still there. She just shut her camera off for a second.
Okay. All right.
It's not letting me comment. I wanted to say hello to Ella, but it's not letting me comment.
She
Okay.
got Heather's.
Yeah. I don't know.
I need to watch the chat, see what they're saying.
Lisa, I could even do you one better. I've not only ate head cheese, but I made head cheese.
You go, girl.
You know, that's how our ancestors had to eat and survive. And they were
Please tell me you never did it in the kitchen that I just ate out of.
Not only have I made head cheese, but I made homemade lye soap too.
I can handle that.
Okay, this next one is really, really gross. Well, I think the next couple ones are going to be really, really gross. Rocky Mountain oysters. Now,
Yeah.
do you know what Rocky Mountain oysters is? It's
Yeah,
bull
Hershe knows,
testicles.
and Hershe hasn't eaten them, but didn't know what they were.
Oh my God.
Why do you think I'm about to throw up?
Heather, I already know.
Yeah, I don't do much seafood. I like, haddock and
These are
fish. And
these
tilapia.
are bull testicles. So bulls testicles, like cow bulls testicles. It's like, ooh.
No, I've seen Anthony Bourdain eat stuff like that when he was alive and he had his channel, and I was just like, no, thank you.
How about you, Nancy?
I have not, but I would.
You would? You would eat it?
If they were properly prepared, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's some
I tell you what, my daddy, when I was a little girl, I loved shrimp cocktail. And whenever we would go out to eat, I would order shrimp cocktail. And Daddy would say, now you can have your shrimp cocktail, but I want you to order something you've never had before. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it, but I want you to try it. And so, that's what I did. So that night I ordered, we were in San Francisco. I ordered a swordfish steak. Absolutely loved it.
Yes.
So that's how I learned to be adventurous with food.
With food?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Thomas, are you with us? No. Mel, would you do it?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Nancy said, I want it prepared correctly and by, somebody a cook that knows what they're doing. Yeah, I would try it.
Yeah. How about you, Sylvia? We're asking if you would eat Rocky Mountain oysters, which is bull's testicles.
I think just for experience, like once in my life,
yeah,
cook, like somebody who knows how to cook it, I would. But
Deb. You already
Hershe,
said.
That could be something, like
Hershey-
some restaurant that they're
Hershey's
like
eating
put
them.
on that.
Yeah.
Hershey
Deb?
is eating them and don't even realize it. But yes, Rocky
Yeah.
Mountain
Here's
oysters, I've
Thomas.
eaten, I've
Like in
enjoyed.
Texas. Like
I'm
in
never eating anything ever with you ever again in life. Never invite me to any meal again ever.
You know you like Swiss
Somebody
steak,
feeding you
Hershey.
something that you
I
don't
do
even
not.
know
I
what they
like
are.
liver. Stop
They're
it.
meatballs.
I mean, they say it tastes like chicken, though.
Yeah.
They
Everything
say
tastes like
everything tastes
chicken.
like chicken.
Like chicken, yeah.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Thomas, you
I
okay?
doubt it.
Thomas.
Can I just say, when the kids were young, when Hershey and her brother and my kids were younger, I could call it Swiss steak and put gravy over the top of it, and they would eat anything.
I eat liver. I don't know what she's talking about.
She
Thomas?
ate
Swiss
liver.
steak is known as liver. Okay.
I've eaten them.
Thomas, would you eat
It
Rocky
smells
Mountain
good for me, but I
oysters?
don't like the taste of it.
I have eaten them. I'm from Iowa. We were critter.
I'm from Iowa too, and I haven't eaten them.
we were critter hunters for all our proteins.
Yeah.
So, we hunted and fished and whatever. So yeah, like my dad was part of the American Legion, and whenever they were gelding calves, they would have a Rocky Mountain oyster fry and batter them up and fry them up, and kind of, like any organ meat, kind of rich, kind of liverish
Yeah.
flavor.
Back in the day, I mean, they would eat anything. I know, like growing up, I mean, my older family that are not around anymore, they would eat all the organs. They would have chicken feet sticking out, lamb heads. Italian. I think, I don't know if that's an American thing. I'm American, but
Nothing like walking down the aisle at the store and seeing this big pig's head sitting in there with the eyeballs and stuff. It freaks you out. You're looking at the meat, and then all of a sudden, this is in Iowa. I don't know if it's anywhere else. All of a sudden, you see this big pig's head sitting there looking at you. It's like, oh, God. All right, this one, I already know Mel's answer. She says she's already eaten this. Escargot. Would you eat escargot?
what's that?
That is snail.
Hi, Sharon. Welcome.
Hi, Sharon.
Oh, hi, Sharon.
No. How
No.
about no? Heather says no. Nancy.
Yeah.
I
I've eaten-
love escargot. It is
Yeah.
You like
nice,
snails?
So good.
buttery and garlicky.
Garlicky
Just
and
Give me a
yeah.
whole bunch of them. Yes, ma'am.
What does
You know
it
what?
taste like?
it kind
it
of reminds
rubbery?
me of scallops.
Chewy?
No,
reminds
it
me of
is.
scallops.
It is kind of like scallops.
Yes.
I mean, the texture's not bad.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't eat a raw snail,
Ugh.
No. No.
but escargot, if you like garlic and butter, it's absolutely delicious. They come in the shells. They've prepared them in the shells, and you have a little fork and you dip it in and pop it in your mouth.
Ugh.
You know what?
Yeah.
When I went to Italy, I was 10, and that's what they did. They would eat the snails they would go to the mountain, and I didn't know I was eating snails until later on. They're called squingill.
Mhm.
They are delicious. It's like kind of rubbery. You have to cook it a lot, but I don't know if I would go and get snail. They're different. But again, if I'm in a fancy restaurant,
Mhm.
somebody treating me and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like the best thing in the world, I would try it, but I wouldn't be like, yes, oh yeah, especially if it's in a shell. I
It's
don't
not
know.
like you go out and get them out of the garden.
No.
Ugh.
No, not that snail. No.
But
They're there
it
to
is
take care of the
acquired
bugs.
taste. I mean, I eat rabbits, and people are like, ew, how could you eat bunny rabbit?
I've
Oh,
ate
my
rabbit
God.
before, and I've ate squirrel before.
I ate
never
rabbit
eaten
as a
goose.
kid,
Rabbits are
and I can't eat rabbit today because I like rabbits too much.
Mhm. Yeah. How about you, Thomas? Would you eat escargot?
I've had it. Garlic butter.
Mm.
Any way to get garlic butter into the system is a good vehicle. So I would just say if you have texture problems, they may not be for you.
All right, Deb. Ella wants to know what you've been feeding them.
Wait a minute. Why isn't Lisa answering these questions?
Oh, I am? I wouldn't need them. Although if Johnny Depp told me, hey, I got you something really good, I probably would.
Yeah, you would.
I would eat anything he told me to eat.
Right. He didn't say you had to eat. He didn't say you had to eat the whole thing,
Yeah. Okay, I'll try it.
Okay.
You're too
And
funny.
Deb wants to know what I've fed her. I can tell you, I have eaten turtle, possum, beaver.
I've eaten turtle.
Crayfish. All kinds of fish.
Are they
varieties.
delicious?
I've eaten conch.
What does turtle taste like?
Turtle
it tastes like chicken.
It has a fishier taste, but it does kind of have the texture of chicken.
Mm.
But I can tell you that it was filleted, batter dipped and fried, and the kids didn't know it from the fish. They ate it and didn't even notice what it was.
Well, that's kind of like Long John Silver's. You go there and the chicken tastes like fish. Everything tastes the same.
Yes. The kids.
I have not tried rattlesnake. I'd like to try rattlesnake.
I almost did in Arizona, but I passed.
Very good. Very good.
How about alligator?
I would not try that.
I would not eat.
Hershey says yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had gator all kinds of ways, and it's wonderful.
I probably would if it was cooked right. There was at the
It's wonderful. Well, I lived in Tallahassee, so it's like grits. It was always available. It was wonderful.
I've eaten squirrel, rabbit, deer, elk, bear,
buffalo, quail, pheasant.
Yeah. I've eaten all that because, like Thomas said, we're all from the Midwest. No possum. That's what I said. No possum.
You know what? I live in
possum, or I always joke because we lived in the country and we'd see a raccoon or something, and I'd yell at the man I was with, and I'd say, "Hey, Jeffro, go out and get some possum."
No possum. That's literally the definition of roadkill. No, thank you.
Yeah, roadkill. Would you eat roadkill if you had to? Let's talk about that. If you were in the zombie apocalypse and there was no food at all, would you eat roadkill?
If it's freshly,
I think I would turn to cannibalism first.
If it was fresh roadkill, look. If it was fresh,
honest.
if you just hit it and it's fresh, yes. Why waste the meat? Why leave it lay there and waste it?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we're not talking about a typical day, talking about the worst case scenario.
Right. Well, why do you think I said cannibalism?
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out with Shadow Reader because she said she'd rather do. I'm just joking.
Well, that'd be an interesting topic. Come over for dinner. What are we eating? What you like to
How about caviar?
Pie.
Would you eat caviar?
What is caviar? What is caviar?
Fish eggs.
Fish eggs.
Did you say fish eggs?
Fish eggs.
Oh, hell no. No.
Oh, that's good.
I tried it once and it was
good.
I've never tried it.
If you like salt, you'll like it.
I think it's one of those hit and miss things. You either like it or not, because it's very salty. You know what it is? Again,
I didn't like it.
How we're raised, because I would never eat a bunny rabbit, but I grew up with it, so I eat it. And Deb, she ate a lot of different things. So really, it's really what we grew up in. But most people would be grossed out by those things.
Yeah, I would try it, but I've never eaten it.
Caviar is a delicacy.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it is.
They say that about monkey brains too, but I'm still not doing it.
I mean,
monkey brains are gross.
Some really good caviar is, like $500 an ounce.
Yeah.
I know a few other things I would spend $500 an ounce on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got
I mean, no pun. I'm just saying I could find something better.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
How about pickled pig's feet?
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
I draw that line.
Heather says no. Hershe says
Yeah.
no. Nancy,
No,
pickled
not
pig's feet.
My father loved it. I probably have.
My
had
father
it,
loved
but
it too.
I can't.
Oh
remember.
yeah, my dad ate everything.
I would try it.
I've heard that it's actually very
Yeah.
delicious. Listen, if you eat other part of pig, it's likely very good,
Yeah.
But I
It's
hear
not.
that the
It's
feet,
not. It's
you're
very.
walking and you get worms in the feet and all that. So that's the only thing I think why I'm turned off by it. But
So I had.
I'm sure, and we know the pig feet don't taste like chicken.
You've had it? Of course, we're from Iowa. My dad had it, and you open the refrigerator when you were a little kid, and you see these pig's feet in a little jar, and it's like, ugh.
What about the
How about you, Mel? You're awfully quiet. Have you had them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Aren't
I
they
like variety in my
vinegar or
diet.
something? Aren't they in like vinegar or something that makes it real tart?
Yeah.
That keeps them fresh?
I like pickles. I like pickled
I
eggs.
love
and
pickles.
I love
Yeah.
pickles.
Pickled
I
almost
love pickled
anything.
eggs, not pickled bacon.
No,
I'll eat
I'm
pickles.
a finicky eater.
How about you, Deb?
I have ate pickled pig's feet my whole life. I mean,
Really?
my mom loves them. My mom
Yeah.
loves them. So
Be
I'm not.
careful, Hershe, going into her refrigerator.
Yeah, I don't have them in my house, but I have eaten them before.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was young, we lived in the country and had a farm. So my
Totally.
mom and dad's philosophy, if my mom and dad butcher anything, we use the whole thing. We
Yeah.
use the entire animal gets ate.
Yeah.
So
it's like the kids nowadays, they eat chicken fingers and they say you shouldn't do that because then they don't eat like a regular steak or chicken. It's just like my generation before me ate whatever was there. And it likely is delicious, let's be honest, but we're just not used to it. We're like, ill organ, ill this and that. So I can understand Deb, even though I wouldn't eat that. It's just a normal thing,
Yeah.
When my children were small, we had financially we had a hard time sometimes, and I bought a cow's tongue, and
very good.
I prepared it. I prepared it and kind of had it cubed, and marinated it and everything. But I did not tell the children what they were
wouldn't
eating.
eat it.
We called it black meat. And they loved it.
Yeah.
When they found out, and now it's like a joke. Is that black meat? Because when they found out when they were older what they had eaten, they were like Hershe. They were just, oh my gosh, no,
My dad had a thing.
That's what we did. That's what we did,
Do you guys like pepperonis?
Yeah.
Do you know what's in it?
No.
A lot of stuff.
That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly
my point.
I don't eat chitlins either.
That's just like,
Pardon me?
I used to work at Tyson Foods. My husband was a safety director down there, and I was in the cafeteria though. But we went through the kill floor and stuff like that. And if you've seen some of the stuff in your food, it's just like you would never eat it again. I live right down the street from Heinz's fat manufacturing, and it's nasty.
Oh yeah, Tyson's been hit with health code problems too. I think. Mel, I think a couple of years ago, about maybe 5 or 10 years ago, I think Tyson was in the news and from Buffalo having poor health conditions or something and wanted to plant the floor. So yeah, you gotta watch out for those places.
Yeah, it's nasty.
They don't care. Yeah.
This one, I don't think any of us have eaten. How about tuna? The tuna fish, the whole fish, eyeballs. And this is from Japan. They actually eat the eyeballs out of a tuna.
It's considered a delicacy.
Hand me a tuna.
No,
then
I
you
have not. I haven't eaten that one.
You've never eaten that one, or you have?
I've never eaten that one, but it is supposed to be a delicacy.
It is. They have it like sitting on the pictures I seen was sitting on just sitting on there with the eyeballs. That's it. It was like, why?
I
Why
would never
anybody
pick
eat the
that from a
jellyfish?
menu. No, I'd never pick that from a menu.
You would never, Mill? Yeah.
No, not from a menu, no.
Well,
You
in a
okay,
lot of
Hershe?
countries,
I'm sorry,
in
what?
a lot of countries,
okay,
they
sweetheart?
cook the fish whole.
I'm good.
I warned her.
They cook the fish whole, and they eat the eyeballs because that's their custom. They eat the whole entire fish.
Is the eyeball big? Is it like tiny?
It's big. I mean, the way it
Oh.
looked in the picture, it looked like a big eyeball, you know.
You have to pay me
If
maybe
I was-
100,000.
If
Go
I
ahead.
was in a Japanese person's home, and they offered me that at the table, I would eat it.
I would try it. I would try it out of
I would
respect.
try it if I was
Yeah.
if it was sitting in front of me, I'd probably pass out, but yeah, I would try it because of the fact
But
that I
I
wouldn't want to offend the host.
Yeah.
Stage left. I'm gonna have to hurt somebody's feelings. No, I'm not doing it. No.
You know what though? If I was at somebody's house and I would make sure I eat everything else. I'd be like, listen, I'm a little squeamish. But I mean, I hope you don't.
Yeah, that makes sense, Sylvia. It does. Because you'd be like, I'll eat all of the vegetables and all the trimmings around it, but I'm not going to eat the eyeball. I'll poke at it. I'm not going to eat it. Thomas, would you?
Sure.
You're
I mean,
sitting there.
it's probably
We'll
just
bring you-
another
we'll bring you
text
with
girl.
us. Probably is like a grape. It just, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I warned her before she got on the show. I even warned her last night. I said, you're going to be really sick with some of these. All right, we'll move on from the eyeballs to a thing called shieko. And it's from Japan, and it is sperm sacs of a cod or another an anglerfish. Would you eat that? Do you have a bucket with you, Hershe? Go ahead, Heather. Heather's like, hell no.
Does it taste like chicken?
It's a sperm sac from a fish. It's a sperm sac from a fish.
Don't think I've ever had that. Can't say I
Like
would ever
sperm?
try.
It's like their balls, I guess. I'm assuming it's a sperm sac from a codfish or anglerfish.
Maybe it's like for you, like when you have caviar. I don't know.
I don't know.
Very well.
I don't know how they would cook it. It might be they'd have to maybe bread it or something. I don't know.
Brian?
We've all had them in our mouth. Come on.
No.
But we're not like yummy.
Yeah.
Again, if you have to pay me, maybe.
Okay, we'll move on this one. This one's gross too, and I don't even know how they would even get it. It's called an airbag, and I'm sure you're going to need an airbag after you drink it. It's fermented horse milk. Now, horses give milk. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know horses gave milk other than
Yeah,
when
see,
they're
I didn't
feeding
know
their
that either,
colt
but
or their
they'd have to be something like a colt. You know, the colt would have to feed, drink something.
Well, no, I'm saying when they're feeding their babies, I get it, but no. Now I've had goat milk. Does that count?
It's fermented horse milk, is what it's called. Airbag.
No.
It's like
no,
no,
thank you.
Heather, you're kind of contemplating on it. Like hell no. Nancy?
No,
I
not
would
if it's
say
fermented, no.
not off the bat, but if I'm with people who do drink it and I know it's healthy and it's done the right way, I would.
But it's
try it.
fermented, so it's like sitting there. I wouldn't drink it. I'd be like, it's kind of maybe it tastes like buttermilk or something.
So
That's what I was thinking. It was probably like buttermilk.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be delicious.
I mean,
Oh,
they
you just
made it
ruined
into
buttermilk
pancakes,
for
like
me.
buttermilk
Thanks.
pancakes, yeah.
Listen, I had to make a cake and there was no milk. in
Nancy,
it.
you're still thinking about it, aren't you? You're still thinking about it, aren't you? fermented horse milk.
I'm off the hook. I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm off the hook.
Will's lactose intolerant.
I'm not, but I'm not doing it. Ugh.
You would do it, Nancy?
I
would
think
try
I
it.
would take a page out of Mel's book and say I was lactose intolerant.
There you go. Exactly.
Yes.
I'm lactose intolerant. I'm so sorry.
Polite. Nice,
How
get your
about-
hand up. Yep. No hard
The
feelings.
next one is 100-year egg. It's a century egg covered in ash salt for a month till it turns dark green and it smells like sulfur. So it's like a rotten egg, but it's covered in salt and stuff. So you eat it. I know you've seen them. It's kind of like not the pickled egg you see in a bar or anything like that. It's a fermented egg and it's green inside. When you cut it open, it's a hard-boiled egg. So
it smells horrible.
and it smells
Dr.
like
Seuss is my
sulfur.
friend, but I'm not doing it.
But
Mm-mm.
that's
No, I
a
can't do it.
delicacy. They say it's a delicacy.
My
Yeah, they
father
do.
my
always said
stomach
the
wouldn't
best
handle it.
foods are the stinky foods.
Yes.
Mhm.
I would
can't-
try it.
can't.
No,
It
no.
stinks.
You would try it,
I would
Heather?
try it.
Nancy?
I would.
Thomas?
I probably wouldn't because
I can't
I've
finally.
smelled too many rotten eggs in my life.
Yeah. How about you, Mel?
Yeah, I would try it.
You try it, Silvia?
You know, all the foods that are in all that salt, they get no bacteria because the bacteria.
That's
can't
what
live
it
in salt.
is. That's why they said it was like safe
Yeah.
to eat.
Yeah.
But still, I'd be like, ugh.
I would
Well,
try
like, for
it.
example, like one of my cousins went to China on business, so they get, and she's really picky. Like I'm picky, but not picky, picky.
Mhm.
And obviously, if I can eat a rabbit, but and she had that choice to eat the 100-year-old egg. So I was thinking like that's a rare thing. So I don't know. I would have to see where I'm at. Like right now, I'd be like hell no, because you're
Yeah.
telling me it doesn't look good, it doesn't smell good. So it's not. It's like beyond the delicacy idea. Like for example, rabbit tastes good. It tastes like chicken, but better. But you're talking about rotten egg taste and smell and all that. I need something to motivate me.
I
So
wonder if you closed your eyes and held your nose, I wonder if it'd work.
Well, Limburger smells awful, and I love
Yes.
Limburger.
Yeah.
I would say offhand no, but if I'm in a situation with it's like 10 people and they pay so much money and it's in a
Mhm.
maybe I'll try it, but right off the bat, no.
Yeah. Ugh. Deb?
I couldn't try it. I smelled one and I was like done.
Holy
The smell
cow,
of it-
first one.
You're like
smell
not
of
only
wow.
the no,
The
she's like not
smell
only
of
the
it
100 years
smells
old,
good.
it's green and it smells like this. That doesn't
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
called a
smells-
century-old egg. Ugh.
It
I don't know if I could do
so
it.
bad like sulfur. It was disgusting. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I don't know if I could do it.
Sodium, maybe.
The
It's
next
hard
one
to
is
take
called
a shower with using well water that smells like sulfur. Not that's hard enough as it is to be able to wash in that, but eat it too.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The next one's called Stargazer Pie. Now, they cook a pie. It's a whole fish. And they cook it with the fish sticking up, the head sticking up out of the pie crust at the top. And it looks like they're looking up at the stars.
Right.
Would you
No.
try it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
It's like a fish. It's like a fish pie, I guess.
No,
Right.
no, thank you.
It was done in a village called Mousehole, which sounds nasty anyway, in England. And they do it every December 23rd for a guy named Tom Pawcox. And it's called Tom Pawcox Eve. And they have these little fish heads sticking up out of this pie.
If I'm in England and that's like a unique thing, because it's not telling you to eat the head, it's just that's more of a decoration thing. So the
Right.
rest of the fish, I would have a bite.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
assuming that it's like a fish pie.
Right.
I've had salmon patties.
Yeah,
and
but it's
things
not
like
like they're
I
telling you
like
got to
it.
eat
Yeah.
the fish head. It's just more of a look. You know how like
Yeah.
in Cuban,
If I don't have to eat
Cuban
the head,
food, they
then
leave the
maybe I'll
pig
try
head
it.
out, but then when you have to eat the pig head, you know.
We should have options on how our food looks, and I don't want that.
But that's a tradition over there.
Yeah, that's
They
a
do it every
cultural
year.
thing.
It's like this guy went out and gathered all these fish years and years and years ago and saved the city or whatever from starving, and they made him little fish pie. Nancy, would you do it?
Yes, I would, but I wanted to ask Hershe, have you eaten anything in this discussion yet?
No.
I don't think so.
She's
I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
She's not very-
No, if you ever go on that show, what is it? Like, where
Fear
you eat all
Factory.
them things, like Fear Factor and all that. I am not the one you want to take with you. No, now, some actual adrenaline stuff. I'm down for that, but I'm not eating that.
If we're talking about Fear Factor, that's a whole other rodeo, you know.
Yeah.
At least there's some money behind it.
Yeah.
I make my brother go, but I'm not. Yeah.
Hershey has ate Rocky Mountain oysters. She just don't know it.
Oh,
I'm disputing that. I'm disputing that because I don't remember it, so it didn't happen.
You know what, Lisa, you know what?
I think she's got me confused with one of my lovely cousins or something because it didn't happen.
Lisa, if you have asked me in my 20s, I probably would say no. My 30s, no. But as you get older, you get a little more.
You get a little more lenient. I can eat liver now, and I wouldn't eat it when I was a kid.
No,
but I eat liver now.
It smells good cooking, but I can't eat it.
I love liver. I've always loved liver.
Yeah. All right, this next one is kind of a buggy one. Would you eat deep fried locust? Deep fried locust. You can either have them deep fried, or they can be dipped in chocolate.
Nope.
Well, so I've had crickets. I've had crickets, so I'm gonna have to say I would probably try this.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I've tried a cricket.
Take a bite.
So.
How about you, Nancy?
She said no to that. You know, she eats
I-
thing.
The only thing
Said no.
as far as fish bait.
Nancy, honey, I'm sorry.
I spent 4 weeks in China when our daughter was over there at a university for a semester. And in Beijing, there is this open market. And they have all of these fried
insects.
They had scorpions.
Ew.
I could not eat a scorpion, but I did eat a fried locust.
Yeah. Comments? Would you?
Yeah.
I think I would try chocolate, maybe
a chocolate
worm,
cover
but I don't know about a lotus. Yeah. Because that's a little too thick, you know?
Well, the scorpion, when I saw the scorpion, they were on a stick.
Like a
and I said,
blob.
"Oh, no." You know, when I saw it, and all the Chinese guys said, "Oh, no."
I don't know about a scorpion.
From Americans.
Yeah, and see, that was the crickets and the worms. Would you eat a worm? I don't know how they would cook it. Anybody? Anybody? Was there
I
worms?
would do it just to experience it once. I could probably try the worm with the chocolate, but not the lotus.
Well, if we were like
I'm not
in
saying
survival
we love
mode, I think I might eat a worm if I could find one. I've watched too many zombie stuff. You'd have to cook it.
The locust was crunchy and salty. You know, kind of like French fried onion that you put on
that
top
was
of your
from
green bean
Israel.
casserole.
And that's what they said. It was from Israel, and they had like tons, and they were like plagued with locusts. And then they started eating them because they were starving because locusts ate all their crops and stuff. So, yeah, that's what it's like. If you were down to that situation, I think you would have to try it. You know, survival mode.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's totally different when you get to that level. Then it's like, you know,
exactly.
Yeah, things change. Yeah.
Now Ella said she ate moose. This one is kind of gross. It's called Moose Nose Jellied, and it's from Canada. And it's a moose's nose boiled with onions and spices, and then they remove the hair off the moose's nose and boil it again, and then they pour the broth over the top of it, and it kind of makes it into a jelly.
It's a collagen thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Collagen.
like pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like pickled pixie side of stuff. I just don't think I could do it.
Sounds like pepperoni.
Moose pepperoni. Oh, Mel.
Well, I never had gelatinous pepperoni, so.
I mean, it actually looks like a big chunk of the moose's nose. Just, I don't know. How about you, Nancy? Would you?
It doesn't sound very appetizing, but I was thinking of all that stuff that's cooked in aspic.
Yes, that's what it's like.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I would.
Yeah.
If I was
Sure.
visiting Lisa, and Lisa put this on her table, I would eat it.
Forget about that. I would never do it.
Thank God.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if I'd be like, "Oh, this is pig
If
milk."
you're at a guest's house, that makes a little difference too. If you were at someone's house, you would be inclined to try a little tiny bit of it, but it's kind of like Silvia said, or Mel and you would be like, I'm lactose intolerant. I can eat around it, and then just say that because I'm kind of squeamish about the eyeballs and stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Hi, Twisted, and hi, Teresa. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Teresa.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? Anybody who's serving nose, balls, blah blah blah, and they know it's not typical, then we have a host who has a very funny sense of humor.
I do. I'll be admitting that. I love watching Fear Factor and horror movies and zombie movies and trying to go into survival mode. Believe me, you can ask my son. I've got canned goods up the yin yang. It's because of the zombie movies I watch. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for Zombie Quest. I sit at the doctor and I'm like sitting there thinking, what can I use as a weapon? You're sitting there by yourself in the room. What can I use for a weapon if a zombie came in this place? Because I'm just trying to pass the time. But I do that. I'm strange. I'm not afraid to admit it. But this next one, yeah, that's I think was all of the food questions. You can calm down now. How about, would you buy cheap 1-ply toilet paper instead of a 2-ply one?
Oh, my husband.
I don't prefer sandpaper in delicate areas.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to kill your plumbing, just stay with the 2 and 3 plies. Yeah.
That is the only place I don't shrimp on. I have to buy Charmin. I will admit that. So I have to buy the expensive kind. But yeah, it's wilted for me.
I don't want sandpaper in delicate areas. No, will not.
Are you talking about?
Have I done it? Yep, but don't want to.
Yeah.
I lived in Italy in the 60s where they didn't offer you toilet paper at all.
Really?
And I did not like that. And it became a
so what did you
family joke that I like my toilet paper. I want to go back home.
That is one thing I don't scrimp on. I agree, Mel. Yeah. But I've used wash rags before. I mean, I've ran out of toilet paper and I've used the wash rag and then I wash it out. I'm not afraid to say that. I've been to that situation where you just don't have any toilet paper and it's like, what are you supposed to use? Or jump in the shower and rinse off or whatever.
But you have to be careful because you don't want to clog the toilet. But I have the towel.
Mm-hmm.
I would
the wiping towels. Yeah.
I would peel it off. If it's 2-layer because they could clog up your
Yeah.
But I would. I think most people would like 2-ply. But if I was like short on money at that moment,
Yeah.
I'd do whatever, you know.
Yeah. Wet wipes is what baby wet wipes you can use too, and it's like well, that's what you use on your baby. So why can't you use it on yourself? Nancy, how about you? Are you all right?
I prefer 2-ply.
Mm-hmm. You all right? Okay.
My cough is. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, honey. I just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm fine.
Thomas.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
I prefer 2-ply, but you know
You've been to the 1-ply store too.
I've been.
Or you take the 2-ply and you pull it apart, like Silvia said, and then use it, and you got a double roll there. Mel, what did you use then? If they didn't offer you toilet paper, and I'm not trying to be nosy or nothing, but what would you use?
I would probably wash myself with water.
Where I was, they offered nothing.
That's what I mean.
They didn't even have toilets. They had a hole in the floor with footprints on where you're how you position yourself. Now, this was in the 60s, and it was in the public area.
Like outhouses?
Like what?
Like an outhouse.
Yes.
But you didn't even have a seat?
No, it was still a room in the... I'm specifically remembering when I was in school. That's what the lavatories were.
Wow.
They had just the hole, the footprint, and that's it. So you either would drip dry or hope it came out clean.
Yeah. Wow. Sylvia?
Nancy, you're muted. Nancy's talking. She's muted.
You're still muted, honey.
There you go.
There you go.
Didn't I answer like the toilet paper question?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Deb?
I like 2-ply. My husband has bought 1-ply. It's in the house right now, and we've all designated him to have to use the 1-ply. He can't use our 2-ply.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like last week's question.
Lisa,
The only thing with the 1-ply, you would probably roll it up more, you know, to make up for the lack.
It's scratchy as hell.
Yeah.
So we all said, you bought it, you use it. We bought us what we like, and you don't use ours. You use your own.
Certain things you have to have a nice and a bit soft.
Nancy?
Well, what I was going to say, I was surprised at what Mel said, because when I was in China and you take a train, now this is a sleeper train from Shanghai to Beijing. I mean, it's not some podunk, train. It's a main passenger train. The bathroom is a little cubicle that you walk into like you would a bathroom on any train. There's a hole in the floor, and there's 2 bars in front of you. And you squat, hold on to the bars as the train moves, and it goes right on the train tracks. Now, they lock the bathroom 15 minutes out of the main city. So you can't go to the bathroom because they don't want all that like in downtown Beijing,
Yeah.
But when you would go to places, now if you stayed in a nice hotel, they had nice bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But
I saw my first bidets. Yeah, in the hotel.
Well,
they
yeah.
had
If you were in a village, you would go in and there would be these troughs, and you would go in and squat, and it was like you had a little wall around you, maybe to your waist. And like when you were going, you would see all the people's stuff that were up the hill from you.
1 second.
I mean, it was a completely different experience.
Yeah.
We don't realize how good we have it. a lot of times, you know, when I really appreciated my bathroom when I got home. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
But what if you fell in the hole while you're trying
Well,
to?
no, it's like a hole like this. You know, I mean, it's not. I mean, you couldn't.
What if your butt got stuck in it?
Number 2, you have to make sure you fit in it.
Take your toilet off in your bathroom, and that's the hole they gave you.
Yeah.
Well, but see, like on the streets in Beijing, the little children, they're all dressed, little girls and little boys, they're all dressed in these cute clothes. The crotch is cut out of them. You can see their private parts. And when they
can go to the bathroom.
They just squat. They don't have diapers.
Wow.
I mean, it's just a different culture, you know.
That's really weird. That's just amazing. I mean, when I go like camping and stuff, I'm terrified snake's gonna come up and bite me, you know, out of those holes. That's like gross, you know. But nowadays, most camping sites have good facilities. But in the older days, it was just a big hole in the ground, and at least you had a toilet seat, you know, in an outhouse where you could sit down and do it, and you wouldn't feel like you were going to fall 20 feet.
I mean, but think about it. What was before that? They just went in the woods and used leaf, right?
Exactly. So that would be the net. Yeah. What would you do? You would have to just learn how to squat. Now, I seen one a long time ago. It was like a big rubber band that you stick on a bungee thing that you stick on the tree, and you can sit down on it and go to the bathroom while you're out and about. And I thought, nope, that ain't going to hold my big butt. So
I'm trying to figure that one out.
that would be, you know, you'd be like standing up, but you'd be squatting too and leaning back on this big rubber band thing, you know, like a bungee cord.
The only one good thing about that, you would never be like in the bathroom for a long time. Like if you're in the bathroom now, you can sit on it, you look at a phone, you read. Over there, you can do your business and leave.
Yeah.
Lisa, I have a question for you. Can I? Okay. I have seen where as gag gifts, you can buy toilet papers with people's different faces on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you use the toilet paper that had Johnny Depp's face on it?
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing a t-shirt so I can have his face right across my boobs. This is the only time he's ever going to have his face across my chest. When I wear a t-shirt like that. If he can be on my butt, oh yeah.
Especially on your suit shop.
Oh, I like Twisted's comment. I wish I could highlight. Will somebody highlight that?
Yes.
The only thing I wouldn't do is God. Like it was like some kind of God image, Mother Mary. I mean, if I have no choice, I'll be like, forgive me, God. But that, you know,
there you go. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very true, Twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
fertilizer. So fertilizer.
Exactly.
There you go. But yeah, yes, I would, Mel. I would do anything that had his face on it. That answers the question. I've got him all around my shrine right behind me. So,
and another reason why I wouldn't like that either, because it had all that ink on it, right?
Well, the ink wouldn't come off, I don't think.
No, but it can be good for your butt and your shoe shop.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I could get a tattoo of him on me while I was sitting there.
Do you remember colored toilet paper from the 70s? Like the pink would match the pink bathroom, the blue would match the blue bathroom, the yellow for the yellow bathroom, the green.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the little, you know, little images on
I don't
it.
remember that. We were first though.
Yeah, the images on them. And I don't know why they stopped that otherwise than the ink in it. But yeah.
That probably wasn't very healthy.
I don't think so. But they do sell ferment. They sell scented toilet paper now too still. Like lavender.
Chemicals problems too. I wouldn't buy that.
Nope. More chemicals.
lavender. It's got lavender scented and
Well, you know it's not real lavender they're putting in it.
no.
No.
So I can't get this off. All right. There we go. There we go. Make you a little better. Okay, the next one is, would you slide down a slide but naked? You have to be completely naked. Now I know I know
Water
there's a no.
slide in the dark. Yes. Okay.
As long as it's in the dark.
Yeah. A water slide.
A water slide. There you
Yeah,
go.
it would have to be a water slide.
A water slide. Look at Heather. I changed my mind.
Mel doesn't want to go.
Yes, the water slide. No, I mean, if there's no reason, again, unless you give me 100,000 to do that, why would I do that?
Yeah.
If your husband or if your husband or significant other asked you to do that, wouldn't you do that?
No, because
I
mine
would.
wouldn't ask me to do something like that.
Yeah. No, but she's asking hypothetical questions.
Well, it depends where the slide is too. If it's in your own backyard or if it's in your own pool,
That's
why
true.
not?
That's true. Look at her. Thomas, you're awfully quiet.
Sure.
Are you thinking? Sure.
You know
why
what?
not?
I think I'd be like,
Quiet
Marco, I'd
adventure.
want some lubrication.
All right,
Lisa, you know what, Lisa? If I didn't have like a body issue, like
honey,
being
I do
naked-
too. Look at me. I'm like SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, but
I'm
you know
like
how
that.
but you know how it is. Like some people, they can be thin too heavy and they don't care.
Mhm.
But I just happen to be body conscious, so
Mhm.
that's why I would not do it. I mean, if you're talking about my husband's, like, please, I would like
And
try.
you're by yourself. It's like Bill said. It's in your own backyard. You're by yourself. It's a water slide.
Naked
Naked. You have to go down it naked.
water slide, maybe.
Yeah. Nancy, look at you. You're thinking,
Well,
I mean,
why not?
why not? Back in the day when you were younger,
You only live
and
once. Why not?
you all went skinny dipping. I know all of us have. Have you, Heather? No?
what about the
No,
ocean?
Sylvia?
What about the ocean? Nobody's around.
Nobody's around. Yeah. Sylvia, you've never, have you?
If nobody's around, it's a beautiful ocean, and for some reason you must have me naked.
Yeah,
Sure.
if it was in an ocean in nature and I was, for a ritual to honor the earth and to be cleansed and purified,
Mhm.
yeah, but did I do skinny dipping for fun and no?
How about you, Deb?
Well, that's just not the way I was raised.
will
I'm just saying.
continue to swim naked every chance I get, and gone down water slides naked. So
You'd go down a water
Yeah,
slide
right.
naked.
I have done that, and will continue to do it because I enjoy swimming naked. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in my younger days, I used to skinny dip with my husband in our pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
And we would always moon our neighbors because, it was great stress relief. We had idiot neighbors. We'd moon them.
Like, why the hell are you watching us swim naked?
Yeah.
Put up a big sign that says, I'll put a searchlight on us.
Yeah. Okay.
I've done that too. I've seen guys who get on those rope swings, from the tree and swing out into the water naked and stuff like that. We've all done that. Heather, are you muted?
No, but it's 2:00. I do have to go.
All right, honey.
So-
Thank you so much for
I'll
joining
talk to
us.
everybody later.
Bye,
Have a good
Heather.
weekend.
And I'll put you too, honey. Bye.
And Lisa, I'm gonna have to go too. I'm
That's
gonna
fine,
need a
sweetheart.
nap to
Thank you
get
for
ready
joining
our
us.
show tonight. Because
That's
Nancy and
fine.
I have tarot talk
Yeah,
tonight.
I have to.
Yep.
In a little
No, I
bit,
will
I'm
be
gonna-
taking a nap too. Pardon?
Yeah, I have to nap so that I'll be ready for Mel and I's live.
All right. Well,
I
thank
still
you so
don't
much
feel
for
100
joining us.
I still don't feel
Nancy, that's
100%,
exciting.
but-
You're gonna be on with now. I'll see you later then.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
9
honey.
o'clock
we have
p.m.
a good
Eastern
time.
time.
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
bye.
This has been
Thank you
fun.
for asking
Bye.
me.
Have a good
It's
nap.
been fun, Lisa.
Thank you,
thank
Nancy.
you.
Thank you for coming.
And I appreciate all the research you did on these questions because You know what? I'd have been like, oh.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, hon. Have a good day.
It's a great question because it's obviously a hypothetical, like if, and it's really great to see what I would do, at that point. I would never thought of it. So I like that.
How about would you go down and check your mail? Go out and check your mail in your underwear.
I would have
done it.
But
when I lived in the country, I've done it.
That's a normal day for me. I
A
live in
normal
boxer
day, you just
shorts.
go out in your whitey tighties, Thomas.
I have plaid boxer shorts that when I go out and smoke, I'll smoke in my plaid boxer shorts, and I'll walk down to the mailbox in my plaid boxer shorts.
Yeah,
I think at demand you have a little easier that way.
And kinda, because it's like you're in shorts. So, how about you, Sylvia? Would you go to your mailbox in your underwear? I have. When I lived in the country, I'd run across the street and get mine because it was on a dead end road. Nobody was there.
I live in Queens, New York, and it's not that I don't live in a busy street, but I've done it in my pajamas.
Yeah.
At night. But you're talking about naked. I mean, in the underwear with nothing else, right?
I'm talking about like a bra and undies. Yeah.
Well, if I'm in the countryside, nobody's around. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just me and the stars and the
Yeah, there you go. Do it like at 2:00 in the morning.
But there's some wild people that would like in the middle of a city, and they would do it. They wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I'm sure. We do have police copters that fly over, and now we have drones in the neighborhood, and people are flying drones.
That's right. Imagine they took a picture of you. You're stuck forever.
You'd probably get it for indecent exposure if you did it. You'd get arrested for that. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm sure that you probably could. I mean, my son was telling me about Arizona, how that if you peed outside, like we were just talking about, if you went to the bathroom outside, you could get arrested for that, for you'd be put on a child thing or something like that because you exposed your private parts outside. So it's like, geez, that's weird.
Hershe, would you swim naked?
Absolutely. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm my body is not agreeing with me today, and I have to leave.
All right, sweetheart.
Blessings to everybody. Thank you so much for the invite.
No problem. Thank you for coming. Take care.
Reading what Sushi said, it would be lovely. I've had a body image since I was young, so I would love never. I had experience being happy, naked under the stars and free. Even there's people who've been at one point a kid or one point a young person. I never had that. I was always self-conscious, so that would be freeing. You know?
I've had that too. I've had all those issues like that. And then a couple of years ago, I was like, I'm old. I'm 58 years old, and I'm just going to be who I want to be. I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to do all this other stuff. I just want to be me. I can go like this through my hair, and who cares anymore? I'm a widower, so I'm not really looking for anything. All right, this is a good one. Would you jump in a ditch covered in mud, bugs, and poop and sewage to cross over to be with someone, or let's say to get your pet on the other side?
Take your what on the other side?
To go get your pet on the other side.
It is serious? Like, that's the only way I could get my pet?
You'd have to cross the sewage drain or something like that. Thomas?
I love pets more than people, so I'd probably do it.
You'd do it?
If that was the only way, I mean,
Yeah, you'd do it. Cross through sewage. How about you?
I've never had an animal, but I would think I know how attached people get to their animal.
Mhm.
I'm allergic to cats. That's why I get jealous of all you with your cat on the
With your
desk.
cats.
I want one, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, offhand, I'd be like, hell no. But if it's like somebody you love,
Yeah.
it didn't say that it had to be up to here. It could be up to here, you know.
How about you, Deb? Would you do
I
it?
mean, you told me there was piranha in it. I'm not that grateful.
I've waited in a drain ditch to save an animal, so I get
Yeah.
to probably yes, I would go, you know, I
Yeah.
would probably go neck deep in one to get one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would go
Be
do
washed
anything
off.
like that.
We can wash it off and use some soap.
Right. It's not like you have to drink it, you know, like, oh, you
Mhm.
just have to go over it.
Would you lay in a box full of bugs, like worms and I won't put snakes in there. Worms and
reason, though?
spiders and cockroaches and.
But for what reason? Just to do
Just
it?
to do it, yeah. If
Yeah.
your hubby or your
I'm with you,
significant other
Sylvia.
said,
Just
"Let's
do it now.
would you do
Are
it?
you gonna like, pay me $100,000? I might do it for that.
Right, for money.
Could you
but-
lay in there for 5 minutes like on Fear Factor? You'd have to lay inside like a coffin type thing. That's what they had on Fear Factor. And it was covered in snakes and spiders and, or let's just not put the snakes in. It was covered in spiders and cockroaches and all of this other stuff. Could you lay in it?
I
For that
probably could
money.
if I was going to get paid for it. I could get myself in the mental state where I would just calm down and just lay
For
there.
5 minutes, I'd be like afraid they'd crawl in my ears or up my nose or.
That's
It
why
would
they
have
call
to
the
be a good amount of
earwigs.
money. Obviously, those people.
Yeah,
They're doing it for the money.
they're
I
doing
could
it for
probably-
money.
I
I
could
don't
probably
know.
do
I
it
watched
for the money.
several of them couldn't do it. You know, they couldn't handle the 5 minutes. They were like, "Hell no, I ain't doing that. I'm done."
You know what it is? Some people so adventurous, they're like, I'll try anything. And then you have something like, okay, I drew a line on that one.
Yeah, it's like Thomas said. I watched Night Gallery, and there was a movie about a situation of the earwig that crawled inside his ear and then ate his brain and stuff. And it's like, no. Every time I think of it, I always go like this, thinking that something's in my ear. So yeah, that's just gross. I would probably do it if I had like earplugs and a nose plug. You just close your eyes and feel like somebody's giving you a massage or something and crawling all over you.
$1 million, maybe.
Would
You know,
you?
desperate. You know, people will do anything. So if you're like short on money, I don't know.
Yeah. This is the
Yeah, but
last
you know what? You
question.
gotta be careful going in the river. Like people go in the rivers, you know, like lakes, and the guys they have little worms that go into their.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with all these things. Ugh.
Yeah, you can't go to the bathroom in the a river or a lake or anything like that because little bugs can crawl up in there. It's nasty. Makes you think.
You know
And
what?
we've all done that. We've all went to the bathroom in a lake or something.
You know what? The water slide don't sound so bad anymore.
Water slide. You're in a
I'll go up
fancy
to the water slide.
This is the last question, guys. You're in a fancy restaurant and you have to fart. Would you hold it in until you got it outside, or would you just do it?
Obviously, I would do my best not to. But if I had to, I'll find ways. I'll go to the bathroom, or if I could.
Good
walk.
answer. Good answer. Go to the bathroom.
I mean, you know how it is. We try our best not to, but if you got to, you can't hold it.
Yeah.
So you.
Yeah, but if you stood up, what if you accidentally did? That would be scary. Be like the whole restaurant turned around. Now, if you're with somebody, they would be smart enough to go like that, and they'd be like, "Okay, that was him going."
If you're in a loud restaurant, you could like maybe, but then you have to smell it. So you try. You want to be like fair for the people.
There you go, Thomas. This is a hard
Right. You wouldn't want to try to hold it because then you get Whistler's brother.
Oh.
That's true. I don't know. You're on a date. You're at a fancy restaurant. I mean, it's like table to table. You know,
Oh,
there's
wait a minute.
drinks
Now
in
we're
there.
talking about on the date. Now I'm really,
Yeah, you're going to say, "Excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom" or something, or outside for a minute.
Family, you're like, "Oops." But on a date, I'm not that comfortable with him yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a guy, guys are kind of crude. You get in an elevator, you go, here, pull my finger.
Pull your finger. Excuse me.
Comments, the girls.
Excuse me. That did you hear that duck? Oh, my ghosts are working on me.
I just try and be polite. I just try and be polite and say, "Excuse me, I have the vapors," and I excuse myself to the bathroom so I could get it over with.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
What would you do, Lisa?
Well, what I do, I would be like you. I'd excuse myself and go to the bathroom. Or
I
I'd.
hope there's not a lit candle on the table.
There you go. A lit candle. Oh, I got to stand up for a minute. Whoosh. But I'd be kind of scared of that, I'd be scared of not, standing up and then it would just come out.
I know, right?
Or you started.
It's the human condition, we all get gas and.
But isn't it funny how that's the human condition, and that's one of the most things we're embarrassed about, like pooping and farting. And not even for men, even though they have a little easier with that because you guys can be more free with that. How ridiculous are we so shameful about that? It is, unfortunately. I
don't know. I think that I had a guy a couple years ago that I was dating for a long time, and he wouldn't even get undressed in front of me most of the time. He had to have the lights off because he was body shamed or whatever. And and the bathroom was his territory. You didn't want anybody inside the bathroom. Now, could you have somebody inside the bathroom with you as you're going to the bathroom, like your significant other?
Yes.
Yeah, I have before. It did bother me.
I mean, if you have a cat or a dog, they're gonna play under the door, so you might as well just leave the door cracked. And
I could see a pet, but your husband watching you go, or your significant other watching you go to the bathroom. I don't know.
I mean,
I couldn't do that if I.
You do all other sorts of intimate things,
but it's like spouse. It's like Silvia said, we all do it. So.
You know what I haven't been in that situation where it's like a spouse or whatever. But I see with my family members, you just accept it. Not a fun thing. People make fun. Ooh, sometimes it's not as bad. You know how it depends on what you eat. But I was thinking about one of my relatives who's been married almost 30 years to this day. And he has a good relationship with his wife. He will not fart in front of her.
See,
more room out than in.
When is it time? I mean, it's kind of like the dating thing. If you, when is the time to say, "Hey, I'm just gonna"?
Well, I always found
let one rip in front of you.
What?
When is the time when you'd let one rip in front of you to go to fart in front of somebody like that? Would you have to wait for a certain amount of period before you are together, as long as you're together?
I think normally realistically, it's going to happen. Just like when you live with your family. Even if I live with my family, you're not going to be rude and just do it. Especially as the older person. Maybe when you're younger, you're like, I don't care how you just rip it. But you do your best. But sometimes it's going to happen. That's it. I would think it's the same in a relationship, I hope. But pooping is a different ballgame. Even though farting smells, pooping is another,
When I was in a relationship, I'd get up 10 minutes earlier hopefully before they would wake up, and put makeup on and spray some perfume and brush my hair and everything before he woke up. So that was when I was dating. But of course, I was married, for all that.
I think that's normal. There's some. I think I would be like that in the beginning, all don't want to fart, poop. But some of you married. You probably just The reality is it's going to happen, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Once you're married, you really kind of like, who cares?
I see some couples, they just make fun of each other and they laugh. I think it's depending on their attitude. You know, they're like, "Oh,
yeah.
sorry."
You start playing the fart game once you're married. You know?
Well, you know, thankfully
now that was a good one.
Well, now they have those spray for the bathroom. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. Yeah. But
like, why am I here?
It was like, okay, I don't remember my husband. I know he freaked out one time when I got in the shower with him and he like, what the hell? But he was 13 years older than me. And yeah, his wife, and he'd been married twice before and none of them ever did that with him and got in the shower with him or anything like that. So it's like, okay, we've seen each other naked before. What's the difference? You're just going to save water. So, yeah.
That's what's great about like, you know, hopefully as you grow, doesn't have to do with age, but you know, that each relationship you could be more yourself. Well, like for him, that was like that's like something.
He was 33 when I met him, and I was 20. So, yeah, he was 33 and I was 20. So he.
You know, some people they do that right off the bat in their first marriage, but he until the third one, and that's because you were open.
I was his third one, third time lucky. So, but yeah, it was sad till his part. But yeah, but his friends were like. When he told his friends that, they're like, their wives never did that. They never did that.
But did he say that he had a body image or that was somebody else?
No, this was the guy from last time. My husband passed away 20 years ago, and I started dating another man a year after he passed. But, yeah, he had a body image like he didn't like the way he looked. But I known him. He was actually my first boyfriend I ever had at 16 years old. And then we met again, bumped into each other again after my husband passed away. So it's like, let's try it again. And it lasted for 17 years until he didn't want to grow up. So he turned 60 and it's like, I think it's about time for us to take this relationship a little bit farther and like move in together or something. But it's like, no. He didn't want to, so it's like, okay, fine. You're 60 years old when you want to grow up. You know, when are you going to grow up? At 60, you think you would be like, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why I have Johnny Depp. He won't disappoint.
I have Johnny Depp, and his name was Johnny. So if I was with him, I could have imagined Johnny Depp. Just put that in there. Ta-da-ta.
Well, you know, relationship is like intimate, like, you know, well, hopefully in a good relationship. Because I've seen some people in relationship where I'm like, how are they together? They're not like really themselves or anything. But the one that like a relationship, you really got to push each other, like comfort level. Like for me, I have to learn how to be vulnerable. That's something I'm working at now.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah, of course, because it's. Let's see, I was 16 when I was first with him, and then we broke up, and I had a child with another man, and when we broke up then, I went back with the 16-year-old that I was with. He was 19, so he was kind of like my backup man. Every time I broke up with somebody, we'd get back together. It was odd. So when I met my husband, we were together for 17 or 18 years before he passed away. And then a year after that, I hooked up with my 16-year-old boyfriend's relationship. So, and then I was with him until last year. So it was about 17 years off and on because, like I said, he took everything away from me. So that was like, and I mean everything, not possessions or anything, but I mean all of the emotional stuff is all like, what's the point? You know, we didn't even kiss. We didn't even talk every day. We didn't do anything like that. He lived in his own place. I lived in mine. So it's like, might as well just live by myself.
No, Lisa, I commend you for that because first of all, I don't want to generalize because some people stay together because they want to work it out or they have to money. But like in your situation, why deal with that for the next whatever remaining time you have?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm sure it's hard for you, because you had a connection, even though he couldn't grow up. But yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like you were living separate and all that. So what's the point? Like you said, so
Yeah. What's the point? There was really no relationship. The only time I seen him is when I drove him to the store. So it's like, okay. So I was with
it's
Texas.
okay. You have us now, a community in Tyrell community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eyeballs.
Have all of you guys.
Eyeballs. No.
Well, I've been married 39 years and I've been
Good.
living with my husband for 41 years.
I like
And
hearing that too. That's a good
I
story.
have to say, we were friends before we ever became anything else.
Yeah.
And that we knew each other. We, hung around our families together. And I think that makes a big difference in relationships. I know relationships are one of the hardest jobs that we'll ever have in our life. And they're ever changing and ever growing. And we have to be flexible with it. We have to be understanding. And what I find on my journey here and being on the Facebook is people have more expectation out of the person they're with, either their paramour or their spouse or whatever. They have more expectation out of them than they do even their own like sisters and brothers or family members, which I think is kind of unfair. Like they'll forgive family members for things they won't forgive their spouse or paramour for, which I find perplexing because it's like, that's your blood sister and they would do that to you and you would forgive them, but your husband made a dumb mistake and did this and you're not going to forgive them. You would leave them over it or punish them over it. So I think we live in an age where everything is immediate satisfaction and it's so easy to just forget that, move on. And
it's interesting with the brain, with the computer and all that. They're trained to swipe left, swipe right.
Immediate satisfaction. Whereas, I mean, there's things that should not be tolerated. Mistreatment. But when you're living with a person that degrades you or makes you feel like you're not worth anything, you shouldn't be with them. Anybody. If they hands on you, never. You should not be with them. I get that. And that stuff happens every day. I realize that. But I think there's a lot of things like when you drift apart, which happens in a marriage, when kids come along and obligations for school and this, that, and the other, and you're both working, you can drift apart. But I think if you hold the mentality that, and this is what I hold to myself and my husband, we talk, that's my friend. He's always been my friend and he's always had my back. I'm not going to walk away from him over dumb stuff. Because dumb stuff is going to come and go in my life. And there's only one him. So I think I'm lucky because I know all of my sisters. And I grew up in a house with 7 of us girls in one bathroom. So the door was always open. There was always somebody taking a bath, going to the bathroom, brushing their teeth. I mean, we had to. There were 7 of us girls getting ready for school, getting ready for church, all that kind of stuff. The bathroom door was always open, and I guess that's why I don't have any problem with my body. I'm overweight. I've had 2 children. I'm older. The boobs are sagging. I got a little flab. I don't care. You know what? I earned that. And I was blessed with that because I thought I wasn't going to be able to have children. And I got blessed with 2. And it took us 5 years to have our first son. And we had 3 miscarriages before that. So I wear my scars proudly, and if nobody likes it, they don't have to look.
Yeah.
One of my siblings said that because you have tempers and stuff. Nobody's perfect. He said
Right.
because they were friends, and also you have to have a sense of humor.
Right. And my husband, I swear he is a Hoyoka. He has Indian in his family, but that is his way to deal with tragic situations or complicated situations is he'll make jokes. Sometimes it irritates me, but I step back and think, the man has got me through a lot of things with his humor and his heart. He has the biggest heart. When we lost our child, that man picked me up and carried me when I couldn't walk. And he put me in the bed and he fed me and he laid with me and cried with me. And there's no other person I feel has my back more than him. He's my best friend and I can't be without him on this walk. So
yeah,
that's beautiful.
I think if people cut themselves and their paramour or their spouse or their significant other in their life, if they cut them as much slack as they do their friends or their sisters and brothers, that it would make their relationship much easier. I was watching this guy on it was a couples counselor, and he taught this great lesson on this talk he was doing where if you're mad at each other, don't go to bed mad. And so that's one of our rules. We don't go to bed mad. We agree to, if we can't come to a resolution, we agree to disagree. We talk about something else, we go to bed. I'm not sleeping in a separate room because I'm mad at my husband. That's stupid. We agree to put it down until we can work it out. And then another thing we do is, if I'm aggravated with him, we come together and hug and just look at each other in the eyes and say, is this worth causing a problem? I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, or this is stupid. And like I told him, I'm not going to fight with you. Life's too short. I don't want to waste any of our time now fighting about dumb stuff, about the lid on the toothpaste, or about you didn't rinse your glass out in the sink.
So you never played the fart game?
My husband farts when he wants, and he'll pee in public because he grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And they had racehorses.
So he's one of those farmers that spit?
It's nothing for him to pull it out and pee in public. He'll turn his back and kind of make sure nobody's around, but it's nothing for him to pee in public. And I'm like, oh my God, you're embarrassing me to death. Stop. But he doesn't care. He is who he is, and he don't apologize for it.
That's right. And that's all we need to do is be who we want to be.
He's helped me lighten up with myself because I'm very critical on myself. I'm a Virgo, so
I'm a Virgo too.
I'm a critical person, and I like things the way I like them, but he helps me. He's a Virgo too, but he's a Virgo Libra right. He's born on the cusp, so he has more Libra tendencies to him. But he helps me. He's like, you're being too serious, Deb. It's a glass. Let it go. And I'm like, you're right. It's stupid. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We have to learn that too, because I'm a Virgo too, and it's hard sometimes to let things go and just try to take the higher ground. But sometimes things get right under your skin, and you just got to let it out. So, well, I want to thank everyone who showed up today. I am so blessed to have you all here. I can see like I'm kind of blurry. I don't know why my lights keep on flickering off and on, other than the ghosts that are around me. Everybody's.
Thank you, Lisa, for inviting me.
Oh, no problem, honey. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. It's on Saturdays, and I don't know what I'm going to do on the topic next week, but we're going to try something. Hershe and I kind of talked a little bit about trying to do some lives, some other nights.
Everybody here is into tarot and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe to ask a question about would you in regards to spirituality, because there's always that line to push.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What you do is you can get on my community page on my site and post anything you want me to talk about.
Oh.
And I will look it up and I will do it. This week I am going to be doing Twisted Susie, I think. The totems that she asked me to do, totem animals and familiars. So that will be on this Wednesday. Do you have anything, Silvia, that you've got going on this week?
I mean, I have an elderly mom, but email me, because if I have a moment, I would love to join you. It's good for me. It's good to meet people like you, and also have some fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need each other that way.
We do. We definitely do. Thomas, who are you on with this week?
Thursday at 3 Central, I've got Nivra. We're going to meet Nivra for one of the first times.
Yeah.
And we're going to chat and read some cards together.
That's cool. And Deb, how about you?
I have nothing going on other than Friday. I hang on with Thomas and Hershe. And that's it as far as I know.
Yeah. Cool. Well, make sure I got all of you guys' information down below for everybody to check it out. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you all in the chat and all that are watching and maybe watching later. Many blessings of kindness. Share your kindness and share your beacon of light that's inside you for all those in the dark. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Bye. I have to go, guys.